The microbiology practical that we're going to discuss today is blood culture. So first of all, the introduction. Now, what blood culture is? It is a laboratory test in which the blood is taken from the patient who is supposed to be having an infection, and it is inoculated into the blood culture bottles that contains culture media to determine whether infection causing organism or microorganism, it can be a bacteria or a yeast, is present in the bloodstream of the patient. Now, we need to know about two terminologies, bacteremia and septicemia. As we all know that blood is considered to be a sterile body fluid. That means it is totally free of any microorganism. But the presence of viable bacteria in the blood is referred as bacteremia. But in case of bacteremia, no signs and symptoms are associated with it. While septicemia is one terminology which happens when the signs and symptoms also appear along with the bacteremia. And that infection is termed as septicemia. The signs and symptoms associated with infection are fever, increased heart rate, and some other ones. Now, this septicemia can be turned into a serious consequence of blood infection that is termed as sepsis. Now, why do we need to do blood culture? If a patient comes with signs and symptoms of infection, and it can be a fever or increased heart rate, or in case of pneumonia, increased respiratory rate, or in case of typhoid fever or dengue fever, sorry, or fever of unknown origin, or in case of meningitis, some confusion, and again high grade fever. So in that case, we need to know about the cause of infection. So for that, we need to do this blood culture. The first step in blood culture is the collection of blood. And how do we do that? Blood to be cultured is usually drawn and immediately injected into blood culture bottles. Now, normally we have two blood culture bottles. One is for aerobic growth and the other is for anaerobic growth. So first of all, we should do the aerobic growth. We should inoculate the aerobic bottle so that we don't put the air into the anaerobic bottle growth. Then all steps of asepsis should be taken. And what are those? Again, washing your hands with an antibacterial soap, and then wearing the gloves and cleaning the surface of the skin. That is to be, take from where the blood should be taken, and even the bottle's cap should be cleaned with 70% alcohol and 2% iodine. After taking all these aseptic measures, blood is drawn using a syringe, and then it is inoculated into the blood culture bottles. Now, why asepsis is important? Of course, we don't need any microorganism contamination in this case, so that we can get the positive results and not false positive results. Now, blood should not be drawn through vascular catheters. Again, usage of vascular catheters can increase the chances of contamination, so they should not be used. Now, what is the volume of blood that is to be collected for culture? Normally, 10 ml of blood is taken in 100 ml of brain heart infusion or any broth. Brain heart infusion or any broth, that is the culture media that is present in the blood culture bottle. And 5 ml of blood in 50 ml of brain heart infusion or any broth. So again, you can see that the ratio that is kept is 1:10. If the blood is 10 ml, the culture media should be 100 ml. And if the blood is 5 ml, the culture media should be 50 ml. Now, the number of blood cultures, 2 samples are taken normally from 2 different sites, and in case of endocarditis, we take 3 samples from different sites 1 to 3 hours apart. Now, blood is usually collected as soon as possible after the onset of fever and chills, so that at the earliest possible we can detect the microorganisms that are present in the blood, and then we can start up with the treatment or whatever antibiotics we need to start. Culture should be drawn before administration of antibiotics. Now, this is a point that should be pondered upon. If we start the antibiotics earlier, we would not be able to detect the microorganism easily. Probably the antibiotics have already worked against the microorganism. They have killed those microorganisms, and we won't be able to find those microorganisms. So the culture should be drawn before administration of antibiotics. Now, the conventional blood culture system. The first system is the conventional blood culture system. The types of media that are normally present in the blood culture bottle are brain heart infusion or broth, Columbia CNA agar or broth, trypticase soya broth, castanida. Blood culture contains an anticoagulant sodium polyanethol sulfonate. Now, this blood culture anticoagulant helps, or it also helps in the anticoagulant activity of the blood, and secondly, it enhances the growth of microorganisms in the blood culture bottle. Now, why the dilution of blood is important? I told you that we take 10 ml of blood for 100 ml of culture media and 5 ml of blood for 50 ml of culture media, because the blood, the serum in the blood, has an antibacterial activity, so that should be diluted. And of course, how can we dilute it? By taking the blood in 1 ratio and the culture media in 10 ratios. Therefore, 10 ml of blood should be inoculated into 100 ml broth, and 5 ml should be inoculated into 50 ml broth. Now, how the blood culture bottles are commercially prepared? What's the atmosphere? So, commercially prepared culture bottles are bottled under vacuum with an atmosphere containing carbon dioxide in a very low oxidation reduction potential. For strict aerobes such as Pseudomonas, one of the bottle is transiently vented by placing a sterile cotton plug into the bottle. The other bottle is left unvented. Temperature and length of incubation. So, after inoculating the blood into the culture bottles, what is the next step? The culture bottles are placed into a 35 degrees Celsius aerobic incubator for 6 to 18 hours of incubation for visual observation. Okay, after doing that, what are we going to do? After the incubation, we are going to look at the culture bottles for the signs of bacterial growth. And what can it be? Blood culture bottles should be removed from the incubator and examined for signs of bacterial growth like turbidity, hemolysis, gas production, or colony formation, and then confirmed by gram staining and then subcultured. So, if we find any sign of bacterial growth, after that, what are we going to do? Then we are going to confirm the presence of the microorganism, and to identify the species of the microorganism, we follow up with gram staining and then subculturing. So first of all we subculture them. After subculturing, we perform all the other tests like gram staining to identify the species of the microorganisms. And then after 12 or 24 hours, all blood cultures that are visually negative should be blindly subcultured. Okay, now I told you about the blood cultures that are positive visually. We are going to subculture them. Now for those that are visually negative, it means in which we don't see any sign of bacterial growth, again we have to subculture them, but there we are going to do it blindly. Then we are going to subculture them onto a chocolate agar plate and then incubated in increased carbon dioxide for 48 hours and examined daily. Subcultures are done on alternate days, that is after 48 hours for 7 days. Okay, so subculturing is done on alternate days, that is after 48 hours and after for almost 7 days. Now this depends upon the bacteria. Some bacteria grow in 2 to 3 days, and then blood culture reports can be taken out in 2 to 3 days. But some may require up to 7 to 10 days, and some yeast can also require up to 30 days. So it totally depends upon the type of the bacteria that we are growing on the blood culture media. Now, if we see that the blood culture is positive, what are we going to do next? After that, as you can see in the picture as well, the blood culture bottle that is flagged positive, then we subculture it on either blood agar or McConaughey agar, and then we can incubate it aerobically. But in case of, I told you, for negative ones, we subculture them on chocolate agar and with increased carbon dioxide. And after that, we're going to perform the gram staining tests again to identify the species of the microorganisms. And after that, we're going to perform the biochemical tests, bench tests, and because the main aim of blood culture is to identify the organism and to start the antibiotic against those microorganisms for the specific infection that the patient is having. So then we're going to perform the antibiotic sensitivity tests. Then the preliminary reports on all positive and negative cultures should be issued to the physicians, and then we issue a report, and that is sent to the physician so that the physician can start the antibiotics as soon as possible on the reporting of the blood culture. So that was the conventional blood culture system. Now we're going to talk about the automated the automated blood culture systems. So as you can see, the bottles, these are the different bottles from those of the conventional blood culture systems. These bottles are destined for the automated blood culture system. These bottles are placed into the machine that you can see in the picture below, and these machines will show whether the blood culture is positive or negative in less time. And after that, again, the same procedure is done to identify the species, and then the antibiotic sensitivity tests. Now, what is the difference, or what are the advantages of automated blood culture systems? This requires less labor, this is more sensitive, it requires less time, and BACTEC 9050 is one example of the automated blood culture system. And the detective system has a sensor material in the bottom of the BACTEC bottle and detector located at the center position of each instrument. So this was all about the blood culture. I hope it was clear to you all. Now I would like you all to please note down these questions and answer them. The first question is, what is the volume of blood that is drawn for blood cultures? And what is the ratio with it? Then name some infections that can be detected by blood culture. So that was all about blood culture. Thank you.